Folks, there was a really interesting quote that head coach Todd Bowles gave recently regarding quarterback Baker Mayfield, and it certainly seems to indicate that the Bucs star quarterback is playing hurt. Shout out Sleeper, by the way, more on them a little bit later on in this video. So here is the quote from Todd Bowles. We're going to take it slow, break it down throughout this process here. So when asked on quarterback Baker Mayfield's health status and whether injuries limit his effectiveness, Todd Bowles had this to say. No, I think in the middle of the season right now, everybody is playing with something. Now, just to take that first sentence there and break it down, yes, everybody at this point in the year is playing with some type of nagging injury, right? Mayfield has had knee injuries, oblique injuries, bicep injuries, finger-hand injuries, all these different types of things we have seen Mayfield been dealing with this year, right? All the guys are going to be sore on this roster. All the guys are going to be dealing with something. I agree with that. It happens with the normal wear and tear of an NFL football season. It is brutal on the body. Now, Bowles does say here, no, it is not limiting his effectiveness, okay? It's a very blunt no. Right? So that is an interesting thing to make a note of there. But he does admit that everybody is playing with something. So Mayfield is playing banged up. That is what he is admitting here right after he says, no, it's not limiting his effectiveness, but everybody's playing with something right now, including Baker Mayfield. So he does go on to continue to say everybody is playing with something, so we just have to make sure we keep him upright and don't get him hit as much. Yes, that is true. That is something that you want to say regardless of if your quarterback is healthy or not. But for Bowles to go on and dive deeper into that and say, hey, we need to have to make sure to keep him upright and don't get him hit as much, again, leads to the idea that he is playing hurt right now. Okay, and we've also noticed that Mayfield hasn't been scrambling as much because he's probably dealing with some nagging injuries right now. Again, oblique, knee, bicep, hand. These are all things that Mayfield has dealt with throughout this year. I thought he came out and had a good week of practice. He looked better than he did before the bye week. Now, I don't know if that is in regards to the overall play of Mayfield or the overall health of Mayfield. I assume it's probably a little bit of both in there. All of our guards are playing with something, okay? We began reiterating that point. If you're at 75%, you're at 100%. If you're at 50%, you're functional. So, he's functional. Based on that tells me and you that from Todd Bowles, the head coach of this football team, that Baker Mayfield is playing at 50% right now. Why? Because he just gave definitions of that. If you're at 75%, you're at 100%. If you're at 50%, you're functional. So he's functional. Well, Todd Bowles just told us that functional equals 50%. Mayfield's not at 75%. He's not at 100%. He's at 50% right now, according to Todd Bowles. And we're noticing that because a big piece of Mayfield's game is the ability to break down the play, run around in the pocket, avoid the pressure, and, just make the Mayfield magic happen. And that's 50% of his game, really. The other 50% is passing the football as a quarterback. And right now, that's really all we're seeing Mayfield do. We're not seeing him scramble out of the pocket. We're not seeing that Mayfield magic the past couple of weeks of this season. So it is very reasonable to say, yeah, he is playing at 50%. He's not showing all of the game that he can show, that he did show earlier this year when the Buccaneers offense looked really darn good and were rattling off the wins and rattling off all the crazy types of plays and whatnot, because Mayfield's playing at 50% right now. It's straight from the head coach's mouth. If you're at 50%, you're functional. So he's functional. Mayfield's functional. Mayfield's at 50%. That is what the definition of that just was given there. So, folks, we can only hope that Mayfield gets healthier going forward, right? That Mayfield can go out there, get healthier. The bye week certainly helped, right? And Mayfield can, once he gets healthier, begin to unleash more of that scrambling ability, break out of the pocket, Mayfield magic, so to speak, whatever you want to call it, right? Because right now, it's playing at 50%. That's straight from the head coach, everybody. So we'll see how Mayfield continues to get healthier throughout this time. Injuries have really been hampering the Bucs this year. But again, everybody is playing with something, right? And we talked about Bucky Irving and his shoulder injury and the significance of that. And Mayfield's dealing with his own injuries as well. Oblique is something worth paying attention to. Again, whenever you're talking about keeping him upright, well, if he's getting hit in the abdomen area, that's where your oblique injury is. It seems like that may be a big concern for Mayfield. So we'll see, everybody. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this. One more thing, shout out to Sleeper, the proud sponsor of this channel. If you guys can see over here, I've made some picks myself. It's just as simple as hitting a few buttons, everybody. If you guys do use the code MrBucs, you will get a 100% match up to $100. That is whenever you use the code MrBucs. Also, whenever you sign up, you get $20 for free, everybody. It is simple as that. So go sign up today. Enjoy football the way it was meant to be. That is together. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.